Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Check Your Minimap podcast. I'm your host, Threshold Breaker, but call me THB, and I'm joined by Ansem.
Hey guys.
Today we'll be discussing Grand Theft Auto 5, the PC version. Specifically, how the PC version was received on release date, our favorite GTA 5 experience thus far, stability of the release, glitches such as the phone bugs, and the heist missions that were broken. So, I'll kind of kick things off here. The pre-order. Nothing crazy on the pre-order, but it was a nice feature. $60, you get the game, and you get 1.35 million that gets divvied up in single player mode and online mode. Also, the release date for the game, I believe, was April 14th for the PC version for 2015. So, I mean, all that was a nice feature going into the game, a nice incentive to pre-order the game. No bells and whistles and crazy stuff. It was just, hey, we're going to give you guys this amount of money for pre-ordering the game. I don't know how you felt about that, Anza.
I was rather happy with it. I kind of like the very simple, straightforward kind of pre-orders. Nothing crazy like we've seen on other games. Just nice, straightforward, to the point. A little help in hand. Nothing game-breaking.
Right. So, I mean, obviously then the game was pretty well received to some of the research I came across. It was the first day was 1 million copies sold. I don't know. I would assume that includes the pre-order. I can't be exact on that, but I would imagine it does.
Yeah. I know that it was very, very, I know a lot of PC gamers were just waiting for it because we all really wanted it and we didn't like having to play it on console.
It's because the delays, man. The delays killed us. All right, so your favorite experience thus far? I mean, I had a good one. I thought this was pretty funny. So my favorite experience, hands down, was I was playing, late at night one night on GTA. First week it came out, actually, GTA 5 on PC. One of my friends online, we were testing the hitboxes with the sniper rifles because I was kind of unsure. I'm like, am I hitting in the head the right way? I was using a controller. That's probably why I was not as accurate as I would have been with a mouse and keyboard. So I'd previously put down a proximity mine, or two actually, and he was rolling around trying to dodge my shots, and he winds up killing me, and he rolls into the proximity mine. He's like, and he's like, that's a proximity mine. It just set me off cracking up about this shit. It's just stuff like that, how you can one up your buddies after. I mean, that's a great experience for me.
I have to say that one of my favorite experiences has been playing with my buddies. Just the fact that we have the online and it is such a well-constructed thing is probably one of my favorite things. Is the fact that you're rolling around doing your thing and you can bump into other people. But I bumped into my buddy. He didn't realize it was me, and I was able to remote mine his car. And he drove away thinking he got away scot-free, and I waited for him to get a couple blocks away, and then I detonated, and he was kind of pissed.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, there's just so many moments that you're gonna have in this game where I haven't laughed this hard playing a game in a long time. I mean, at least the online mode. I think we've been playing games that just really frustrate the shit out of us lately.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know that me, you, and Leaf, one of our friends, were playing, and I remember we're all getting chased by the cops. I managed to ditch the cops. I think you even managed to ditch the cops. So Leaf was still duking out with the cops, and he almost got away. And then all of a sudden, he realized that I had called in the mercenaries on him, and now he's got to run from the cops and the mercenaries.
Yeah. I guess the next thing, some quick rapid fire topics we're going through here is the stability of the release. So starting off, I didn't know this, but apparently there were issues installing the game on the Steam application. Why is this a thing with a year and a half, year plus release game? The game was released obviously on other platforms, Xbox One, PS3, PS4. Why is this a thing? Where every time it seems like you have a major title with a PC, it's like this is the thing that always has to be an issue.
Yeah, I don't know why install issues are so buggy some days. I know that install issues, saving issues, all cropped up right at the very beginning. Game would just completely and utterly lock up because it couldn't save properly.
That's just stupid. The other thing, though, that I was was looking at, in terms of patch notes, there's a patch on April 20th, recently after the game was released. There was a CPU usage patch on April 20th where GTA 5 launcher would use an abnormal amount of CPU usage. Now, this I have a question, okay? And maybe it's just easier to program. I am not a programmer. I don't dare to assume. But why does each one of these games need a launcher? Why can't you just load into a damn game? What is the obsession with having like a launcher for these types of games?
Well, I'm going to go with, I know at least a little bit about it, and a launcher basically smooths the way. Because launching a whole entire game really revs up your PC. It's got to load a lot of stuff. The launcher allows you to launch specific sections of the game, maybe not the whole thing all at once, and it just smooths out the computer operations. But what I don't understand is these things are supposed to be very simple. Why is it so difficult just to write them properly the first time? Why do you have a running thread that you didn't properly test out? Why do you have maybe broken links in them like other games have produced? Like, these things seem to be forgotten about in the race to produce this AAA title.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be, because it's one of the core fundamental main things. Like, you don't build a chair and miss one leg.
Yeah. Well, also, to your credit and what you're saying, it's like it basically did the opposite of what it was supposed to do. It increased CPU usage when you're saying it should alleviate it.
Yes, it should alleviate. It should make your transition from just doing nothing into the game proper, smooth, and everything like that. A CPU runaway, I don't know exactly what it is. I'm assuming that it was a building thread or something like that, and that's why it was revving up the CPU so hard. That's destroying your gaming experience, because that's literally taking away from your computer's ability to play the game properly. Why wasn't that tested?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I really don't. Like, some of these things, it's just like we just have to speculate, question why this was a thing.
Yeah. I also know that there was in the patch, there was a patch on the server because people had hanging connections, drop connections, and just the connection with the servers was pretty faulty for the most part, it seemed like.
Oh yeah, I would get caught in loading screens, loading menus, and it'd be unbearable at times. It's just like, okay, did my computer crash? Or also, the other thing to add to that was that it had the new drivers that they released. Not they, but I should say NVIDIA released. We'll call this black screens for people running two monitors, and make you do a hard restart on your computer. Now that has nothing to do with Rockstar, but I mean, it's like, okay, if you're saying use these optimized drivers for your graphics card, I have a fucking 980, and I'm getting black screens. That shouldn't happen.
I'm right there with you. I never got the black screen, thank God, but the fact that my game glitches or hangs, I have a beast of a computer. There's no reason why it should do that.
Yeah. And by the way, the game, I'd say a good 90% of the time runs perfectly. It's a gorgeous looking game, but that other 10% is just like,
Well, I'm going to say it does look gorgeous, but I'm going to say that 90% of it looks gorgeous because I'm going to say that 30% of it's loading screens online. There's a lot of loading screens. There's not a real easy way to basically like kick yourself out of your job. Like, you go on and you start a job. Okay, you load into it. All right, we're loading into a private lobby. I got why I got a loading screen. Okay, we're now loading the level. All right, I got that. Now I'm getting dropped out of that. Why am I loading yet another entire server, basically, it seems like? Why isn't it just dropping me into where I previously was? Like, when I'm in an invite-only server, why am I not getting dropped right back into it instantly?
Yeah. Unbelievable. This one kind of made me laugh. This is, I believe this is part of the April 20 patch as well. It's like, so if the Windows, yeah, it is part of the same patch. Okay, I'm reading some of the Steam notes here. So in Windows, if a player had a certain characters in his or her name, this would cause the launcher to fail or load.
Yes.
I got to imagine people who are YouTubers, right? Or they're putting specific characters like L's and I's and stuff like that, stuff that looks similar to trick people up if they try to copy their name or what have you. So
Yeah, if you have a custom
yeah,
name that you say you use on every single one, and you know you load it into Rockstar, and Rockstar's like, no, that's very frustrating because some people, I myself, I use my name a lot. That's why you can find me on Twitter under my name. You can find me under all these different things because I use one. That's why we do it, so that you guys can find all the things that we have. If you happen to have one of these special characters, you're SOL.
yeah. To add to what you were saying though, and I know we're flip flopping around here a little bit, but I would get hung up in menus too for like missions, right? I mean, and then randomly get disconnected from the social club. Now, like that wasn't game breaking to me, but like I just really wanted to hit on this again, the black screen thing. Like I was just like, okay, what did I do? What did I not do? And thankfully, like we have a good group of friends that are like, oh well, you just roll back your drivers on the graphics card. And I'm like, okay, good. If it's just that, I can deal with that. That's okay. And I still have the old drivers to date, like right now, because like I'm afraid of bringing. They put out new drivers in the video, but I'm still afraid to go to like the newer version of the drivers.
Yeah.
I mean, the last thing I have to touch on for this, the stability of the release, was the April 22nd patch was they fixed a rare issue where some Rockstar editor clips could not be opened for editing. That's kind of a big deal. Fixed the issue where max frame rate would be, this is what you were talking about, incorrectly low in rare cases. And then these are just highlights out of the patch. There's a large patch. You guys can read it on Steam News. And they fixed an issue where the game would not show the pause menu when the player didn't put in the input to bring up the pause menu. So I can only imagine how annoying that is if you're racing and it just brings up the pause menu.
Yeah, I know that I think that probably one of the most entertaining bugs that I've found out in my research was, and once again, it's patched, guys. That's why we know about it. I never actually dealt with it. But after hearing about it, and when I looked up and there was a couple YouTube videos where people just freeze, there was an issue. The game would freeze if you were trying to rob somebody, like rob one of the store clerks, and somebody else was trying to buy snacks at the same time. Game lockup. You're done playing for right now. Restart the game.
So I mean, if we're gonna go with the bugs and glitches, the phone bug, which is what you brought up to me, like I only experienced this once in online mode. And what happened was like the phone didn't load when I went to go hit the command on the D-pad on my Xbox One controller. When it did, the menu for the phone in game didn't load. So like I had the phone out and then it didn't come up with like the little apps in the phone. So I had to reload online mode basically to get it to work again.
Dang. I know that the only bug that I've experienced, which I have not seen in these patch notes, so I don't know if it still is a bug. I know it was very predominant previously, was the glitch / bug where your ability to use firearms while in a vehicle basically gets locked out. And to fix this, there's a simple fix, but we shouldn't have to fix this. It should just work. Is you go into a race and you do a GTA race, and you just wait until you're given the ability to use guns, and then you'll have it back again. But until you do that, you can drive in any, we're talking in a mission, in a heist, in just roaming an online server. You cannot use your guns while inside a car. I have not seen this on the patch notes, though. So to my knowledge, this is still an issue. I would like to see when they fix that.
Yeah, that sounds kind of crucial, not being able to use your weapons in a vehicle in an online experience where people are trying to kill you majority of the time. Just saying. Just saying. The other big thing, right, at least when the game released, was the heist missions, right? That's what everybody wanted to jump into because it was big money. It was part of the reason why I bought the game. But there's always a but. They were screwed up, right? I mean, you could get caught in an infinitely long loading screen. The way my group fixed this was what you had to do is you had to fail the mission, go back to your whatever checkpoint you were at, and then the heist would actually work beyond that point, and you'd be able to complete the heist. I haven't run into this problem, so I think somewhere along the way, maybe in the April 22nd patch, this was fixed.
I think it might have been. I don't see it here, but I know that some people have been talking about how some of the heists have been not as buggy as they used to be. Like the very first one, when you go pick up everybody, you can't make it through the end of the heist because you literally pull into that garage and then you get an infinite loading screen. That one I believe is still going, but I've heard that the other glitches in heists aren't as predominant as they were.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, knock wood, I haven't come across it, and I've done a lot of heists. All right, I want to get to the pink elephant in the room, and it's really something that annoys me. So, I mean, unless Ansem, you have anything else to add on the heists?
No, I was just trying to make sure we got everything out before we got to the pink elephant.
Yeah, it's it's a big pink elephant. It's a big shark too. However you want to, I don't know which analogy you want to use, but yeah, let's. I'm gonna dig into it here. All right, so I'm going to apologize in advance before I go through on this, but what in the ever-loving fuck is going on with the cost in the multiplayer? No, seriously, guys, before you go, oh, THB, you're exaggerating. This has been like for how it's been for like a year plus on other platforms, and this is how they pay for. This is how their DLC is free, and you just don't know how to grind, or just shut up and deal with it. First of all, I do know how to grind. I played vanilla World of Warcraft, so shut the fuck up. All right. Secondly, let me break this down, and I'm gonna give you the stats from single player mode to multiplayer mode in GTA 5 for the adder, the car, the $1 million car, right? I'm cool with paying $1 million for an unmodded vehicle. That's fine. It's one of the best vehicles in the game. I can deal with that. But the numbers really change when you compare it from single player to multiplayer. I'm just going to give you guys some information real quick. And then Ansem, if you'd like, you can jump in on some other things about cost.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, so armor, and I'm picking the highest rated things, like the last levels of upgrades for the vehicle. So armor at 100%. In single player, it's 20,000. In multiplayer, it's 50,000. Brakes race version, single player 14K, multiplayer 35K. EMS level 4, single player 13.4 thousand, multiplayer 33.5 thousand. Xenon headlights, single player 1,160, multiplayer 7,500. Now plate, by plate I mean license plate. This is just an example. There's a few different license plate colors. Blue and white, single player, $40. Multiplayer, $200. Transmission, race version, single player, $16,000. Multiplayer, $40,000. Turbo, $50,000. Stays the same, but I believe originally was a different price in multiplayer. So, clearly, at least to me, these costs in multiplayer are designed to get you to buy the Rockstar Shark Cash cards. And you gotta pay a pretty penny for this shit. Even though I've been really tempted to do it, thankfully, I haven't done it yet, but let me just break it down real briefly for you guys. Okay? The Red Shark Cash Card, $3, right? $299 USD for $100,000 in in-game currency. Tiger Shark Cash Card, $499 USD, $200,000 in-game currency. Bull Shark Card, $999 USD for $500,000 in-game currency. The Great White Shark Card, $19.99 USD for $1.25 million in-game currency. Whale Shark Card, it keeps going. $49.99 USD for $3.5 million in-game currency. The Megalodon, am I saying that right? Megalodon? Megalodon, whatever. Megalodon Shark Cash Card. I should know that from playing Battlefield. $99.99 USD for $8 million in-game currency. You're buying fake money with real money. What?
I don't get it, but it's really geared. I mean, clothes even, there's a 200% jump in them. Just those car parts that you talked about, all the really expensive one, more than 20,000 plus what they originally were. Everything's basically doubled, unless it's a lower item, and then it could be 5 times as much, $40 to $600. Huge jump. I mean, it's literally, you can either grind heists, which we didn't always have access to, And if you don't have a good team to play with, it's going to be really fun to manage at all. If not getting a decent cut, because they can change your cuts on you. All of this is geared towards, forcing you to do these things. And while, yes, I understand you should probably play at the heist with friends that you actually know and talk, but what about the weekend gamer that may not be able to? What about the guy who literally just wants a nice car to play some races in? He's going to look at these cars and be like, I can spend the next month every weekend grinding and grinding and grinding on 20 G's a mission if he does the right ones and actually spends the correct amount of time, because you have to spend a stupid amount of time, because the longer you take in the missions, the better the payout is. I don't know why that one is, but he's got to spend forever. Like, is it that, or do you go out and you spend $40 on a shark card and get your nice little Zentorno or whatever sports car you really want?
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like you're penalizing the casual gamer. Now, we're not talking about doing the heist first time and, doing the last heist first time, nobody dies, on hard mode, and you get like $720,000 or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking because you only get that kind of money once. We're talking about trying to do organized missions, like I think the biggest paying out mission in Ansem, you said it, is roughly in the $20,000 margin. Those are missions. They're not super complex missions, but $20,000 doesn't really go a long way, especially if you have to do this upscale. You have to buy apartments. I mean, the way I'm looking at this is that it's just funny to me, the difference in scale of cost, because you can be like a billionaire in single player mode. I can't imagine the way the online mode now can still accomplish that in multiplayer. Like maybe like on the older, like on PS3, PS4, and Xbox One, you were able to do that when the game initially came out because there was exploits, there was this, there's that.
The fact is in the game as it is now, you can blow through money so fast just trying to get the basic necessities. I mean, you want a decent gun with all the additions, 20 G's. You want a nice car, $150,000. You want a really, truly nice car, something that can actually get you from point A to point B in a small amount of time. One that you can go online and race with, $500,000. 20 G is a mission is not going to cut it. You basically have to do the heist, or you have to spend months grinding. Okay, right. Do the heist. Well, unless you have friends and you're just a regular old guy who's trying to play with the online people, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get bogged down because one kid just doesn't know what he's doing and he keeps dying. And so you're down from, say you're doing the bike mission, which I believe is $1 million. And I believe the last one as well. You get knocked down to that $550,000 mark. Okay, well, if the guy is not giving you 25%, what are you making off of it, really? Is it the same as the 20 G's that you get off a regular mission, but you have to put 10 times the effort into it? Like, buying the shark card's the easy way out, and everybody is going to feel the need to take it because they don't want to grind, because they don't necessarily have the time. I mean, thanks for making the people who actually put time into games, like, work for things. Like, I grind games all day long. I'll have a Zentorno here in a little while after I've grinded a little bit longer. Like, I'm going to have all these super ridiculously rich things because I can put the time in to grind it. But if I had a 40-hour work week and 4 kids to take care of, well, maybe 4 is a little much, 2 kids to take care of, like, and had shit to do, I wouldn't have this kind of time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, we talked beforehand, so I'm kind of like I've kind of mellowed out, so I'm not going to go into the crazy rant that I did before. But I mean, I think I made my point. Like, and the fact is, like, you don't even have the stock market. You were talking to me about this before. You don't even have the stock market to gain revenue on. And not only that, it's like you go around in online mode, and it's like, what can you gain money from? Like, yes, okay, you have missions, you have heists, you have races, all this great stuff, parachutes. What's the other thing? Like versus mode. I can't think of the exact name for it. You have all those things, but they're not in that world. They're they're in like a preset area. Like you go into a menu screen, you load up what you want to do, and that's all well and good. But you should also have like it shouldn't be as much money, but you should be having a way in online mode to earn money besides just doing those preset things that Rockstar had to gain you revenue, which are the missions and all that other
they
stuff.
used to have a way. Rockstar a long time ago, we're talking back in GTA 3 days for, all the kids that grew up in the 90s, you used to be able to steal the taxi and do like 20 missions and you'd start making $100,000 a pop. Like, it was stupid how much money you could make doing cop missions and taxi missions and all this other stuff. And you used to be able to rob stores and actually make money. Like, there was a bunch of little things here or there that you could make money, but also things back then didn't cost nearly what it costs now. Oh my god, this shit is so much more expensive.
No, I completely agree. It's out of control. I mean, when you can buy property that's like millions or billions of dollars in GTA in story mode or single player mode, as I call it, and then you can't really even come close to that in, not saying you should be able to buy property for millions or billions of dollars. It's just like, I'm just talking about the scale. It's crazy to me. Scale, like the difference in cost and your earnings and
I think that the missions as they are right now, if you doubled the amount, not the heist, just the missions, double the amount, you can make 40 G's off of something like the one where you take the Titan. I forget the exact name of the mission, but you steal the large helicopter called Titan and you fly it over to a
landing strip. Is that the one that's called?
No, landing strip's the private aircraft that you take off to the beach.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Once again, another mission. Those are the types of missions, those hard missions where you have to fight people. If you spend, I believe the number is 16. I'm not 100% on that one, but I believe it's 16. You'll have to look it up for sure. But if you spend 16 minutes, you're guaranteed the full amount of money. I don't know why taking longer makes more money, but it does. If that didn't put out 20 G's, it put out 40 G's, you could save up for a car. You could do something other than heists and make the kind of money you need to get a reasonably powerful car to play with on your friends. We have friends that their cars are fully modified and we can't even keep up with them because, well, I know I can't because I just passed a muscle car. I just got my first sports car a little while ago. Otherwise, I was getting smoked all day long.
Yeah. Well, also we have friends that transferred their characters, and rightfully so. They should be able to do that. All right, so in closing, I don't know. I know we ranted a little bit. I don't know, Ansem, if you have anything else to say on the matter.
No, I don't want to just say non-constructive things. I want to be reasonable and have great ideas, and I'm pretty much out on this part.
So, guys, in closing, again, my name is THB, and I'd like to thank Ansem for contributing to the podcast. If you'd like the conversation or just want to contribute your 2 cents about specific subjects, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast and continue to listen to us as the first season goes on. We will see you guys in the next episode.